All right, yeah. So I haven't graded your assignment. Yeah. So here I just go through these questions from my answer file. Yeah. I will post this file after the class. Yeah. But for each question, we may have different answers. Yeah. So here I just give you one of the answers. Yeah. So if your answer is different, it may not be wrong. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but after I grade your assignment, if I see something common errors, I may record a video talking about some common errors. If I see something important to explain, then I may record a video. Okay, yeah. Otherwise, if I everything is normal, but I feel probably I need to explain something. Yeah. So then I will do it sometime this weekend. Okay, sometime this weekend I will record a video, explain the common errors. Yeah. All right. So before we start, I want to explain a few things about this class. Right. First, our final exam. So let me just remind you. The time, final exam. May the 12th, Monday, 3:15, 5:15 p.m. Okay? Yeah. So make sure, make your arrangement. Yeah. So one thing. Yeah. So if you, based on your schedule, whatever reason, if you will be late a little bit, don't worry. Okay? Yeah. So if you just a little late, yeah. So I give you 2 hours. Okay? Yeah. So if some students come in late, so then I can write your starting time. So I'll give you 2 hours. Probably most of you may not need 2 hours. So here just to make sure. So you have plenty of time. Yeah. Yeah, because after your test, I have another class taking the final. Yeah, same classroom, same place. Yeah. Yeah. So you can still, if you need more time, you can sit in the same classroom. Yeah. Yeah. Because that class, the students, just 11 students. Yeah. So we should have enough seats in this classroom. Yeah. All right. So just take it easy. Yeah. For the test time. And I don't know. So, yeah, one student. After I finish, then I answer your question. One student sent me an email asking me, because that student may not be our local student. That student is, in a different state, taking this class by watching the video. Yeah, one of the students. So that's the reason you can see every time when I call the attendance, that student never showed up. Yeah. So that student can, at our class time, connect to my Zoom meeting. So I will use the Zoom meeting to run the final exam. Okay, so that's another. Yeah, sometimes some student, due to some reason, so if you cannot come to the classroom, then you can take this option. Okay, Yeah, but I encourage you to come to the classroom. If you have no special reason, yeah, you should come to the classroom. If something, very important, very special. Yesterday, I did one final. One student couldn't come to the classroom. So then I just let him use the Zoom to do the final. Yeah, yeah. Elroy, your question?
Yeah, you said that we could use exam to test our secret.
Yes. Laptop, okay? Bring your laptop. First, access our course material, okay? You don't need to print out. Yeah, so we can, save a lot of paper. So you use the electronic version. That's one thing. Second, do the testing. Yeah. So use a laptop, exam, 2 databases, Northwind company. So if you're not sure if this way works or not, then you can, do experiments, because we have plenty of time. Okay? Yeah, I think 2 hours. Because some of the questions relatively easy. I estimate approximately 1/2 of the questions pretty easy. Yeah. But for the second half, relatively hard. If you want to do testing, then you do testing. Yeah. Easy question, you can write it out quickly. Yeah. So you have plenty of time. Yeah. So then you have a lot of chance to do the testing. Okay. Yeah. So that's something. Another thing. Yeah. Regarding this final. Remember our part A, part B, right? So now I want to talk about part A. Part A, yeah. 10 concept questions. Yeah, so you're familiar with the, settings we do here. Yeah, because at this point, we only have 4 quizzes, right? Yeah, but our plan, 5 quizzes. So we will have our last quiz number 5. Okay, all right. So we need to do our quiz 5, last quiz. Yeah, and we haven't practiced module 5, right? Yeah, the content of module 5, the indexing part. We haven't practiced that part. Yeah, module 5. Module 5 we need to practice, but because we want to use it as part A of the final, so other than module 5, we need to do some, query-related questions. Yeah. So module 5 plus, module 5 has some query-related already, complex query. Yeah. So module 5, but here I want to emphasize, query concept questions. Okay, not query questions, query-related concept questions. Okay, yeah. So that's our quiz number 5, and the same. Okay, yeah. So we use, in order to reduce your workload. Yeah, I try to reduce your workload. So these 2 things, 2 assignments, the same. Yeah. Yeah. Quiz 5 equals part A of final exam. And this assignment I plan to give you this weekend. Okay? Yeah. So this weekend, still 1 week. Yeah. All right. So yeah. Let me see if I have time. I try to do it Friday night if I can find time. Okay. Then the whole weekend you'll have it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So yeah. Let me just write this weekend. Yeah, the quiz format. Yeah, you're familiar with that. Or quiz 5. Yeah. when you see it, you know, the quiz format. But, you know, that's the part A of final exam. Yeah. Still about 1 week, okay? The duration, you know, 1 week. Plenty of time, okay? Yeah. And not very hard, you know. Yeah. Yeah. So after that, then we can, you know, make our full 2-hour time all on the 15 query questions, part B, 15 query questions. Yeah. All right, so that's the final. Yeah. And what else about final? Yeah. Yeah. Then another thing I want to explain is the final about the project 2. I want to say something. Yeah. Because last class, one student talked to me, you know, saying something. Yeah, so here, I just guess probably there are a small number of students probably have the same problem. So I want to explain a little bit regarding project 2. All right. So for the project 2, yeah. So definitely, yeah, yeah. So I really want all the students, you know, complete project 2. You know, practice, you know, important skills you should have, you know, related to our database. Yeah. But at the same time, you want to connect to the real world applications, and that experience useful. But that student told me last time he felt it is very hard for him. Yeah, so he felt he couldn't do it. He felt he couldn't do it. Yeah. Because in that way, if you do not plan to do it, you will lose all the points of, that's quite a lot, right? You will lose all the points of the project 2. That's 14%, remember? Yeah, you know, based on our syllabus. That's a lot, right? 14%. Yeah, quite very significant. Yeah. So here, so I want to give you those students suggestion. Yeah, so those small numbers, yeah, I estimate probably 2 or 3 students fall in that category. Yeah, the remaining 10-something students should be able to complete. Yeah, small number of students, you know, couldn't. Yeah, but for those students, yeah, because I don't want to see you lose all the 14%, right? All the 14, that's too much for you. Yeah. But you need to try your best to do something to earn some partial credit, part of it. Yeah. Yeah. Because for this course, our main learning block, so that's the SQL part. Yeah. So web technology, that's not our main learning focus. Yeah. But it's a, you know, useful knowledge. So we should try our best to learn. Yeah. And for this project too, I give you quite some sample code, right? Yeah. A lot of features I give you in sample code. Yeah. Part of the reason I want to use it, part of the reason I give you the sample code for learning purpose. Okay? So first you need to study the code, understand, okay? Yeah. And get yourself ready. Then you need to do the hands-on work, you know, implement some features. Yeah. But those small number, you know, 2 or 3 students, yeah, if you really, yeah, because those students I guess probably they do not have any web technology background. Okay, that's possible. Yeah, they do not have any. If you have some web technology background, then you can do it, right? But it's possible, some students, they do not have any web technology background. They cannot understand. When I do code explanation, they cannot understand anything. Yeah, so that could happen. So for those students, my suggestion is like this. Okay. You treat it as a learning project. Okay? You try your best to understand. Yeah. And after you download the sample code, all right? So you install it, okay? You run it, you play around. Then you try to look at the code and to see if you have some basic understanding, okay? All right. Yeah. If you cannot write a new code, yeah, you just do this way. Yeah. So you do that learning part. So, but when you submit, you submit the code. You play around, right? So you have a project. So you work on it, play around, put things together, right? Yeah. So then you submit that part, okay? Yeah. When I see it, because you submit, right? Yeah. I just treat it as so you do the learning part, okay? You do the learning part, right? So you didn't do the development part. Yeah. Yeah. So because this one, we have the learning part and the development part, okay? So learning part, 50%. Development part, another 50%, okay? Yeah. If you do the learning part, yeah, so you can, yeah, so, you make some effort, yeah. Try to get your, knowledge skills better, yeah. So in that way, I will give you 50%, okay? So that means you can get 7%, okay? 7%. So it's not zero, right? Yeah. You will lose 7%, but you get 7%. Yeah. Yeah. So that's my, my suggestion to those small group of students. Yeah. Yeah. But another suggestion to those students. Yeah. But after this semester, so when you have a little more time, in the summer, for example, yeah, you should study, this part of the knowledge by yourselves. Watch the video carefully, try to study, use the W3 schools, try to understand the code, and try to work on the features you couldn't do in the regular semester. Although I cannot give you the points back, but what I mean is you need to get the knowledge skill of this part, okay? Yeah, by learning, so you get a knowledge skill of this part. Yeah. Yeah. So that's my suggestions to those students, okay? So you won't throw away the whole project, okay? So you get half of the project, okay, for those students. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, because 7%, that's a lot. Think about that. Total 100%, the 7%. Yeah, that's, significant, quite significant, okay? Yeah. All right, so that's the, comments about project 2. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so if you have any other questions, you can let me know. Yeah. Then I will explain, go through these questions. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So first question, remember last time, last class I said we have a few simple query questions, right? 3 simple questions. 1 plus 2. Yeah. So here you have example. This one we treat it as the simple query. Okay? Yeah. You know, we only use one table, right? So here the products table, one table. Yeah. And some simple condition. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Things like this. Yeah. Not too complicated. Yeah. Yeah. So. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Then, second one, employee who processed maximum number of projects. So here, when we understand this, processed maximum number of projects. Yeah. The question is, we may have more than one. So here, when you read a sentence, yeah. So when you read a sentence, yeah. You know, your understanding of the sentence. So here, of an employee, only one. Okay. Yeah. Here we do not say all, right? Yeah. List all such employees who process maximum. So, yeah, based on this statement, yeah, it's okay. You just give me one of those employees. So, for that reason, so you use order by, descending order, limit 1. That's okay. Okay? Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, only one, top one. Yeah. All right. But yeah. So that's why I do the all. If you want to list all of them, yeah. So here, yeah, all of them, then to do that you need to do a little more work. Yeah. Yeah. So here we use this with clause. Yeah. With clause. So we create a temporary table, okay, a number of products by employee. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So in the temporary table we do the counting, right? Count. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Distinct product ID. Yeah. Because so here. Key one, join us. Yeah. Distinct, yeah. Because here, think about one employee may process the same product multiple times, right? Yeah. So that's why we need to remove the, duplicate, yeah, the product ID, yeah. Yeah. Because here we only count, maximum number of products, not orders, right? Yeah. So different products. Yeah. So each product, yeah. When we make orders multiple times, we only count once. Yeah. Yeah. So when you read the question, so read the question carefully. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So then, table join, okay, all these conditions, yeah, all right, yeah. So this table, yeah. Because in order to get this information, we need to join here 3 tables, okay, yeah. The temporary table, yeah, yeah. All right. Then the maximum number of that, okay, yeah. So then when you use it, the temporary table, now you can write relatively simple inner query, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, so if you do not do this kind of preparation, yeah, then what we write could be very messy, right? Yeah. The structure very messy, hard to understand. Yeah. 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 All right. So then, now you use this temporary table this time, first name, last name, number of products, but you only select the counting number equals the maximum number. Okay? Yeah, only select that. Yeah. Counting number equal maximum. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. That's this question. Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah. Number 3, list those IDs, products with their corresponding numbers of products sold, such that they have the maximum number. Yeah, the structure similar to the previous one. Yes. So here I give you several similar questions because I want to practice this with clause a little more. Yeah. Several times. Yeah. You know, to get yourselves familiar with the way to use this with clause. Yeah, very useful. For complex queries, very useful. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So the temporary table. Yeah. So you do preparation. Yeah. Yeah. Product ID corresponding the number of products sold, such that yeah. So here, put number of products. Yeah. Number of products, right? Yeah. Products, the number, the quantities. Yeah, so we count the quantities. Yeah, yeah, but the same product, many quantities, numbers. So we group by product ID. Yeah. Yeah. So then we take the sum. Okay. Yeah. So that's the total number of products. Yeah. So for each product ID, that we need that number, that total quantity number. Yeah. So that's the preparation part. Then our main query. Yeah. All right. So the product total number should be the same as the maximum number. Yeah. In this way, so we do not feel very complicated. Yeah. So we can handle. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, because before, yeah. So I remember several years ago. Before we didn't use the with clause. At that time, we need to write everything in one query statement. Then very messy. Okay, very messy. Yeah. So this way much better. Yeah. All right. So another example. List those supplier names and their numbers of product provided such that supplier. Yeah. So here, the structure pretty much the same, just to use different tables. Yeah. So another practice. All right, supplier. Yeah. All right, so here, the products, but this time we need to look at the supplier information. Okay, yeah. So their number of product provided by such that these suppliers provide maximum. So based on the supplier, so when we do the counting, okay, group by supplier ID. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just different aspects of the information. Yeah. So then, after that, join two tables. Yeah. So here, yeah, we need to, yeah, the temporary table and regular tables. Yeah, this time we need to join two tables. So then in the condition, yeah, so we have, this kind of condition. Yeah. And the temporary tables, yeah, this question, something a little new is we need to do the table join. Yeah. This is a little different from the previous two questions. Yeah. Sometimes we need to, use that temporary table as a regular table. Yeah, because after you define the temporary table, yeah, so you have the complete structure of that temperature. You can use it as a normal table. Okay? Yeah. Regular, normal table. Yeah. 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 All right. Next question. List those countries with their numbers of cities, yeah, at this time, yeah, that have suppliers such that these countries have the maximum number of cities that have suppliers. Yeah, I mean, similar question, but we consider, different aspects of the information. Yeah. Countries, suppliers, cities, yeah, that part of the information. Yeah. Still, we define our temporary table number of cities by country. When we do the counting, yeah, we define subgroup based on the country. Each country defines one subgroup. Yeah. Then the cities in that country. Okay. Yeah. So we do the counting on the number of cities. Yeah. Yeah. All right. After that, so when we do our main query, yeah. Yeah. All right. So that number should be the maximum. Yeah. Yeah. So this one, yeah. So here you can see, yeah. Same type of questions we practiced many times. Yeah. All right. Another one. Yeah. Number 6. List the names of those customers with their corresponding numbers of orders such that these customers have maximum number of orders. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So this time, define the temporary table, yeah, because we need to count, yeah, maximum number of orders. Yeah. So for each customer, yeah, because each customer we define as a subgroup. Yeah. Each customer we need to count the number of orders. Yeah. Yeah. So a different aspect. Yeah. All right. So that's our temporary table. Yeah. Then our main query. Main query this time, table join. Yeah, so we need to join the temporary table and the customer table. We need to do the table join. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So then, we get the maximum number. Yeah. 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 So after you practice, you get familiar with this kind of structures. It won't be too hard. Yeah. But in our final, yeah, remember I plan to do 2 plus 2. Yeah. So total 4 questions. Yeah. 2 questions from North Wing. 2 with clause question from North Wing. Yeah. 2 with clause question from company database. Yeah. Yeah. The difficulty just like these. Okay. Yeah. So. After you practice, yeah, in this assignment, so you won't feel very hard. Okay? Yeah. 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 All right. Yeah. Yeah. So the last one for the North Wing database, number 7. List the last name, first name of each employee and the employee ID such that, yeah, so here, because I want to practice this all thing, right? Yeah. Remember that negation approach we need to practice. Yeah. Here, this is example. Yeah. So this example, although relatively hard, yeah, but remember, typically, just similar to our example. Yeah. So in our notes, yeah. So we have that, employee, yeah, worked on all the projects controlled by Department 5. So similar to that structure. Yeah. Here you use that logic, same logic, that one. Yeah. All right, so here let me explain. Yeah. But this this one comparing with that Department 5, that question, yeah, control all projects controlled by Department 5, that question. So here I try to avoid except operator. Yeah, so here you can see this place I try to avoid, yeah, because some versions, yeah, some relative old versions, MySQL, do not support that operator except, yeah, 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 yeah. So that means, so when you work on some DBMS, there is a possibility it may not support this operator except. If it does not support, we need to find a way to get around it. Yeah. So there is some way to get around it. Here I use this, in operator, not in operator to get around. Okay? Yeah. So in operator in one set, but not in operator in another set. Yeah, that's the same thing as except, right? Yeah. So if we draw diagram, except, yeah, set A, set B. Okay, all right. So if we want to represent A except B, that's this part, right? That's this part. Yeah. Inside A, but they do not belong to B. Yeah. Then can we interpret it as, something in A and, not in B, right? Can we do that? Yeah. So here, the logic, yeah, not in B. Okay. Yeah. In operator. Yeah. So that's the very simple thing. Yeah. So all DBMS support in operator. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So in this way, we do not need to use except, right? Yeah. Yeah. So that's the simple way to get around that except. Yeah. All right, so here we use that way. Okay, all right. Yeah. Employer and ID such that all the customers processed by this employee have used the shipper united package. Yeah, this one. All customers. Yeah, all right? Yeah. Yeah. Customers. Okay, so here, when we look at the customers processed by this employee. Yeah, all right. So employee, yeah, then we need to look at first look at this first inner all right, yeah. So here, inside the not exists function, yeah. Inside the not exists function, yeah. All, because when we represent that all, we use this negation way, not exists. But not exists what? A except B, A minus B, okay, yeah. A minus B, yeah, all right. So the A part, yeah, A, yeah. So this is A, okay? Because in this set, this is A, in A. Okay? And not in, so not in, so this is B, okay? This is B. Okay, yeah. A, yeah, A set pretty easy. A, yeah. Select customer ID from orders where employee ID equals the current employee ID. Yeah, so that's it. So a list of all the customer IDs under this current employee ID. Yeah? That's simple. A set is simple. Yeah. B set, now, those orders using some special shipper, the shipper name, okay? Shipper name. Yeah. So we need to list all of them, okay? List customer IDs from orders, and we also need to use combine two tables, join two tables, okay? Yeah. And we want to see in the join table under the name United Package, what are those customer IDs? Okay, yeah, a list of customer IDs. Yeah. That's the set B. Okay, all right. Then, all right, select customer ID from customers as, all right, where the customer ID in A set, yeah, and customer ID not in B set. Yeah. So that's the, and that inner query, so that inner query not exists. Okay? Not exists. Yeah. That's the negation approach. This negation approach tells us the whole set A is contained in the whole set B. Yeah. All right. So this negation, yeah, especially this kind of negation, we're telling us A is inside B. Okay. Yeah. A is inside B. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the way we represent, this kind of all thing. Okay. Yeah. So in the final, you have 1 plus 1. All right. Yeah. 1 from North Wind question, similar to this one, and 1 from company database, yeah, similar to our last question of this assignment. Yeah. That one much harder, yeah, but not too much harder. Okay, so that one, after you get familiar with the with clause, yeah, usage, yeah. So it's doable, yeah, at least, you can try, yeah, doable. Yeah. Yeah. After I grade your assignments, yeah, so I will take my notes. Yeah. So I try to find the common errors, take my notes. So then I create a video, yeah, 40-minute video. I always mention that 40-minute video. Yeah, this time, let me use that. 40-minute, yeah. So we still, because I owe that 40-minute class time. So let me use that 40-minute video to explain the common errors, yeah, in this assignment. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So let me see. Yeah. Yeah. We have some time. Yeah. 20-something minutes. So that we try to complete the remaining part. Yeah. All right. Net number of male managers, female managers in one query. Yeah. So by sex, right? So we do define our subgroups, male, female, 2 values by sex value, M value, F value, yeah, and the manager, yeah. So here we join 2 tables. Yeah. So here, one thing, yeah, when I did grading, and also based on the question from some students, many students, I noticed, they confused supervisor and manager. That's different, right? The concepts are different. Yeah, so many students, they treat it, so here. So we should not make that mistake. Supervisor supervisor not equal to manager, okay? Yeah. The way to get the information is different. Yeah. Supervisor from employee table, but manager will use the department table. Yeah. So different. Yeah. But so many students got confused. Yeah. So that's one common error. Yeah. So here we use the manager information. So employee and the department table. Okay? Yeah. So the join condition here, join condition, then grew by 6. Yeah. So then we do the counting function, count function. Yeah. And there are many different ways. Yeah. So when I did grading, I saw, several, 3 or 4 different solutions. Yeah. Some students use that if case. Yeah. So there are several students use that if and a case that way. Some logic, like if statement. Yeah. If some value equals m male, then set some variable equal to 1 and otherwise 0. Yeah. I noticed several students did it in that way. Yeah. Use that if statement. Yeah. So query has that. Yes. Yeah. SQL has that, simple if statement. Yeah. So it's not a whole program. Yeah. So here we do not write a whole SQL program. It's different. Yeah. But that if statement. Yeah. So in this class I didn't talk about that. Yeah. Yeah. But quite some students use that way. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's also okay. Yeah. So many different ways to write. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So then, yeah. So this one we also treat as simple query. Yeah. So question like this. Yeah. Because we only use one table. We do not join 2 tables. Yeah. 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 But you may need to use the aggregate function. Yeah. 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 All right. So next one. Yeah. Yeah. Aggregate function and also with clause. Yeah. Find the average number of projects worked by each of those employees who work on at least one project. Yeah. So here, when you some of the sentence, yeah. Some sentences, the wording looks like not very natural, right? Yeah. Sometimes when I try to represent some meaning, I'll try to represent what I want to say. Yeah. But the language looks not very natural. Yeah. So here, the thing is because some employees may not work on any projects, right? Yeah. So, because some students, yeah. Here I want to, the reason I say in this way, because some students, they did it this way. Yeah. So when I did grading before, so not your grading, okay. Your grading, I haven't started. So my grading in previous semesters, I noticed this. Many students did this way. Yeah. Because you want to see the average number, right? They do the math operation. Okay? First they find the average of the number of projects. That's one average number. Not average. They find the total number of projects, sum, okay? Yeah, or count, yeah, count the number of projects. That's the total project number, okay? Then they also count the number of employees, okay? Yeah. after that, because you asked me average, right? Then they do the division, okay? Yeah. The total number of projects divided by the total number of employees. That way, yeah. Yeah. Here, I don't want that. Yeah. The reason is because some employees, they do not work on any projects, right? Yeah. 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 Many employees, they do not work on any project. That means in this works on table, those employees, their SSN, you cannot find some of the employees in this table, works on table, because they do not work on any projects. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. All right? Yeah. So I want to remove that. So that's why I say this sentence, you may feel not very natural. Yeah. Average number of projects worked by each of those employees who work on at least one project. Yeah. So, a lot of information I want to say here. Yeah. Yeah. Only we do the average only on those employees, not all. Those employees who work on at least one project. Then we count that number. All right, so here. All right, so group by ESSN. Yeah. ESSN may not be all the SSN in the employee table, okay? Only those students, not employees, involved in some of the projects. Yeah. Then we count. So each employee, we count that number. Okay? Some employees work on 3 projects, some 2 projects, 1 project. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. So different counting numbers. In this temporary query, then we apply the average function on these counting numbers. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. So your understanding is important. Yeah. Understanding. Yeah. The meaning representation should be very accurate. Okay? Yeah. Very accurate. Yeah. All right. Oh. Another thing. Yeah. So here I just want to make comments. Yeah. Related to this question. Making comments. Yeah. Remember we learned that related to this question. Yeah. We learned that outer join, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Outer join, yeah. So this question related to that outer join a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. So, why related to outer join? Yeah. Because when we come, so here I use employee table. Yeah. Yeah. Here there are 2 tables, employee table. And works on table. All right. So here you can see employee table, we have a list, right? All the employees, so we have full list, okay? Nobody is missing, right? Employee table, okay? Yeah, all right. And works on table, so employee table identified by SSN. Yeah. Then works on table, another table. Then, only employees who work on some of the projects. Yeah. So we use ESSN to identify. And this ESSN, this list, part of because ESSN first, the values could duplicate. Yeah. One ESN can appear multiple times. Yeah. Yeah. One ESN can appear multiple times. Yeah. That's one. Second, some of the SSN may not appear in these ESSN list. Some of the SSN may not appear. Yeah. So that's the difference. Okay? All right. Then, why I mentioned this outer join thing. Think about, if I ask you a question, yeah, list all those employees who do not work on any projects. Yeah. So here, let me write a little bit, okay? Yeah. So now we are interested in, yeah, so list those employees who do not work on any project. Okay? Yeah. Although this question, you have many ways to do it, right? Yeah. One way, not in operator. Okay? I think the most natural way to do this one, you use not in operator. Okay? Yeah. Because your ESN not in, right? Yeah. Yeah. So if you're right, okay? Yeah. Yeah. So list, select. First, last name, whatever. Yeah. Last name, first name. Okay. All right. From employee SE. Okay, all right. Then the where clause, yeah. E dot SSN, right? Yeah. Yeah. E dot SSN. Now we use not in operator. Okay. Yeah. The most natural way. Not in operator. Then inside inner query, select ESSN from that works on table. That's enough, right? Yeah. That's enough. That's all we need. The whole list of ESSN. Yeah. Yeah. Not in, then no project. So this employee does not work on any project because its ID does not appear in that table. Yeah, that's simple. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, but one thing. Some students, yeah, because when you look at ESN, we know the ESN value can duplicate, right? Can duplicate. Okay. Yeah. Because one employee can work on multiple projects. Yeah. So repeated many times. Yeah. Then some students add distinct. Okay. Remove the duplicates. Okay. Some students add distinct. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, here I want to say it's not necessary. Yeah. Because SSN not in this list, then duplicates or no duplicates, the same thing, right? Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. But if you add a distinct, we know this distinct internal algorithm, it needs to a lot of work, right? In order to remove the duplicates, the internal algorithm needs to do some work. Yeah. So here, my meaning, what I want to say is this, you do not need to remove duplicates, okay? Yeah. You keep the duplicates there, your query result usually faster because you do not need to remove, okay? Yeah, okay? So not needed. You do not need to remove it, okay? So that's one thing, yeah, because sometimes this distinct is important, but sometimes you can keep the duplicates, okay? Yeah. For the performance consideration, because remove duplicates takes some time. So that's one thing, okay? Here, I want to convey. Second, why I mentioned this outer join, because I know when I did gradient, some students use this outer join to answer this question. Yeah. So now when you join, yeah, so you join these two tables, okay? But when you join these two tables, you use left outer join, okay? The left table employee, left outer join, left join. When you use left join, that means all the SSN should be listed, right? Yeah. So if no matter they have the matching values from the right table or not, okay? So here, when you use left, some of the rows are matched from the right table, but some of the rows are not matched from the right table. Okay? Yeah. All right. Those rows that are not matched from the right table, the null value. Okay? Yeah. The ESSN value takes the null value. Yeah, because no matching. No matching. So that ESSN, that column, takes the null value. Yeah. The matching one, normal value. Yeah. So then you base on the null value, you can select the employees who do not work on any projects, right? Yeah. Here, what I want to say is, so for the outer join, sometimes we can do the questions, yeah. When you look at the query statement, you may not see you need to use outer join, right? Yeah. But when you do some analysis, you can say, we can use outer join to write this query. Yeah. So that's something I want to say here. Okay, outer join. Yeah. Related to outer join. Yeah. Yeah. But from the query statement, so this query. So you cannot see outer join directly, right? Yeah, you cannot see it. Yeah. All right. There, the last 10 minutes, I want to use it in the last question. Yeah. Last question, the hardest one. Yeah. All right. Yeah, number 15. Yeah. So this one, I use two temporary tables. Okay, I use two temporary. Yeah. First, because our example, so here you can see this main query similar to our example. Similar to our. So here, although I use the except, but we know we can find a different way easily. So I just based on the logic, I just use that. Okay? Yeah. I use that. Okay? All right. So we know Department 5, right? Yeah. We have that example, Department 5. But here, we changed that part, not Department 5. Okay? Yeah. So still the first part, employee, yeah, who works on all the projects controlled by one of those departments that control maximum number of projects. Yeah. Not department 5. Yeah. In this case, you may have multiple departments, right? Not just one, multiple departments. Okay? All right. So then we create our first temporary table. I do not have much time. Yeah. First department, we count. So for each department, we count the number of projects. Yeah. Then we want to find the maximum number, right? The maximum. Yeah, actually, this should be select. Select this maximum number from that first table. Okay, that project. By now, whatever, yeah, okay, yeah. So we get this maximum number, okay, the same. So that's second table. Then our main, this time our main query, we follow our example. This time, we copy our example, okay, yeah. So that's, not, this time, but we need to do a table join that second temporary table, okay? The first temporary table is used to get the second temporary table, okay? All right. But the second temporary table, here we do join, that's the Cartesian product join, no join condition, okay? Cartesian product, yeah. Then we use the information, because you may have multiple department numbers in this table, okay? Multiple department numbers. So then we select anyone in that list, okay? In that list, one of the departments with maximum number of projects. Yeah. So we select one, yeah. Then equals that, yeah. Then except. Remember our example is table. So department 5. Now we change department 5 to this, like a variable number. Yeah. So because this number can change. The department number is a fixed number. Here we change that fixed number to a variable number. Okay? Yeah. So that idea. Yeah. Although you may have different ways. Okay? So different ways. Yeah. So this is one of the ways to do this question. Okay. All right. Yeah. So we run out of time. So that's pretty much what do we have? Yeah. Yeah. So I will post this file so you can study. Yeah. Then after I complete the grading, so I will explain some common errors in my grading. Okay. All right. So then you just focus on this part. Then also. Part A, you just find your time to do that part A. Yeah. Yeah. All right, yeah, that's it. See you Monday. Yeah. Yeah, 3 something. Yeah, to 5 something. Yeah.